No, right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Whoa, that's really.
Just want to be on the edge.
Yeah.
Mine is
Yeah.
2:35.
All
Oh,
right.
connect.
That's one of my strengths, drinking water.
There you go. Are we recording?
Yes.
Okay, so it is currently 8:43, and we are going back to the normal agenda. Still regarding the board and superintendent working agreements. Is there a motion to adopt the operating protocol, noting that additional comments will be made and sent to Tracy by August 8th? Motion by Alice, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Emily. All the discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay mention for Terry. All right, next is affirm the meeting norms, which I will read them off. Keep the best interests of the school and children in mind while balancing the needs of the taxpayers. Number 2, make decisions based on clear information. 3, honor the board's decisions. 4, keep meetings short and on time. 5, stick to the agenda. 6, keep remarks short and to the point. 7, everyone gets a chance to talk before people take a second turn. 8, respect others and their ideas. Is there a motion to affirm the meeting norms?
So moved.
There is a motion by Garrett. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alice. Is there discussion? Nancy?
Yes, I was wondering if the board should take some time to review all of these just to make sure. I mean, we've had them here for a long time and they haven't been working. I didn't know if we should take some time and to kind of go through each one to make sure that we're going to be successful at this. And what everybody's thoughts are when they see that, like, honor the board's decision, for one. Does that mean that we approve a budget that we're not gonna be out going against it? Those are the things. I have no problem with these. I like these norms. I think they're good, but I really think that we need to get the buy-in of everybody. And I think it's gonna be important to hear what everybody has to say and their input on it.
Any other comments?
Could we do that even if we affirm them now, so we have them in place for our next meeting, but recognize that at a retreat or at a further training, we may revisit them and do some adjusting so that they're not written in stone forever. Because they're a growing and useful set of obligations.
As an elected body, we can't technically obtain a future board, which includes ourselves. So we can always bring it up as a topic of conversation going forward. As of right now, we're just affirming what we currently have. We can't obligate a future. Is it not obligate? Is that the term?
Similar, yeah.
Yeah. Is that okay with everybody? Emily?
Yeah, I support affirming the norms tonight. I thought what our work tonight in that work session was discussing the norms, and I thought we had discussed them and we're on the same page about that. So.
Any other comment?
I suggest that
periodically, we could put this as an agenda item to revisit. It's not uncommon for teams to revisit their norms to determine, are these still the right norms? And that's just part of the work plan for the board.
Could we have an amendment to the motion to indicate that we will periodically discuss our board norms? Terry?
I don't think you need to. You're affirming what they are today. It's within the scope of this board's authority to adjust them as needed, as what Joanne just said. So you don't need an amendment. You're just affirming them for today. And if the board chooses to adjust them in the future, we can. It's that simple.
Okay, any other discussion? All right,
I'll just say that I agree with Terry, and after tonight's activity and getting to start to get to know all the board members better on a personal level, I trust everyone in that we can affirm to stick to these while we have this work ahead over the next few weeks, and then revisit them when the time is right.
all right. Additional comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right. Is there, how do we want to handle the suspending of the committees? So we can either do a motion to suspend the committees until November, or we can just rely on the board committee chairs to just not do a committee.
I think,
Sonia?
I think if we suspend it, it's in the minutes, and then the committee members who aren't participating will understand why we're not having committee meetings, and it will be clear to everybody.
I would make the motion with the exception that the curriculum committee meet to orient, a special meeting to orient the new director of curriculum and catch them up as we begin the new school year.
So the motion on the table by Garrett is that we suspend the committee meetings until the end of the year?
Until November.
Or November, okay. With the exception of the curriculum committee, who will be meeting this month, or next month.
September.
Oh, September.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Sonia. Discussion, Nancy?
Yeah, I was wondering if we should include in the minutes, or we will include in the minutes, that the reason in that we're doing this is so that the board has an opportunity to review all the committees and assign the charge or discuss the charge, so the committees will be more effective and efficient in doing their work.
So I think that's good to add into the minutes. Tina, if you could do that. And I don't see any concerns about that. Emily?
And just to clarify more on Nancy's point, the board's acting on the recommendation of the superintendent as
Yep.
part of the 6-week short-term work plan to suspend the committees. I think that's very important that we
Yep.
know that.
Catherine?
And when we say November, are we talking November 1st or November 30th?
I could bring it to the first meeting of November. We will discuss it again at the first meeting in November.
Okay.
So just note that as well, Tina. All right.
Is there any committee that normally meets before the first meeting
Good question.
of the board? I thought it was facilities. Is it, Terry, is that
Facilities is the first Monday
of the month?
of the month. Finance is the third Monday, so then it would be curriculum is the third
And then policy.
Wednesday. Policy's the
Are you on?
first Wednesday, I think.
Okay. So we may want to discuss this at the end of October, the last meeting in October.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So there's a motion on the table to suspend the committees until November, a discussion to have it in, it's just a suspend except for the curriculum committee. All right, all those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Nay.
One nay from Terry. All right. Next is we are going to affirm a clean slate. There was a recommendation that we affirm that we are starting all over as a board, and a clean slate with a new superintendent. So the motion, because we had talked about doing it as a resolution, and I would say that usually resolutions are drafted in front of us. Do you have?
Can I take a
Yes.
stab at it and then we
Please.
can kind of friendly amend it, workshop it a little bit? I would like to make a motion that whereas the board and superintendent have successfully concluded their first work session and developed draft operating protocols and confirmed board norms, that therefore the board is resolved that we are moving forward together in the spirit of a clean slate, committed to building and developing a new relationship for the benefit of our district, our schools, and our students.
I'll second that.
Beautiful. Seconded by Garrett. Is there discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right, with that, let's do, moving on to roundtable. Mr. Ciccinelli.
I have nothing.
You have nothing? Yeah,
Very briefly, I went to the Heritage Festival and the BUUSD had I got to wave at Joanne as I went by in the parade, but I got to talk to Carol for a minute and who's our food service?
Jennifer Hutchinson.
She tried to encourage me and twist my arm to get on the bike to make a smoothie, and I said no, it's too early in the morning for that. But I was so glad to see them there, and I was so glad to see that they were next to the kids zone because I thought it was the perfect place for them with popcorn, free books, and sunglasses. It was just awesome. So I hope that it was as fun as it looked like it.
It really was. I have to give the HR department all the credit. They did the planning and just invited administration to come. It was fun. And a lot of kids came up. I'm sorry, I guess I'm doing the round table now. Introduced myself to the kids, and there was some staff that I haven't met yet. So really, a lot of energy. I couldn't believe how long that parade was. Oh my goodness.
Try being in it.
It went on and on and on. No, it was great.
Fun. It was good.
here.
Let's see. Today at the library, we were rearranging our brand new furniture in the teen room that was paid for by Vermont After School, which received $40,000 in funds from the federal government to invest in teen spaces in Barrie. So one of those spaces that they invested in was the library. And it's really colorful, it's modern. The teens picked out the furniture and the color scheme, and hopefully in the near future, there will be an opening, and I look forward to inviting everyone to attend that and stay tuned for more details.
Emily?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right, Alice?
There are still families and elders who are displaced because of the floods. And I think we need to be cognizant of that. And if individuals are without food, without water, there's still in some communities, not necessarily ours, but folks are still looking for their pets that were lost. So if you're out hiking and you meet someone of the canine persuasion who looks like he doesn't belong there, it might be someone who's lost from flood. And individuals, there are helping organizations throughout the community that will very readily supply any needs for folks. And if anyone knows of any homes, apartments for rent, that might be very good for some folks that are still bunking in with relatives because of whatever happened to their homes.
Nancy?
Yes, I would like to thank all the board members. It was an enjoyable meeting tonight, sitting around and just having some, listening to some nice conversation and thoughts and just getting to know people a little better. I would like to extend an appreciation to Tracy Rent, who did a great job. Thank you very much. And Joanne, welcome to you. This is my first in-person meeting.
That's right, that's right.
Yes, and welcome and super job tonight, and I look forward to working with you.
Nothing? Terry?
Nothing, thank you.
All right, and,
Nothing more than that. It's about time to go home.
all right. I do want to apologize, I didn't go to the booth. I didn't make it until you guys were packing up. And I didn't drive the smoothie. I'm glad, I didn't know that that's what it was. I did pick it up and bring it to be behind, and that's about the extent of my work that I did for the BUUSD booth, but I think it's really great to have it down there. So with that, our next meeting is August 7th here at the Spalding High School Library. And with that, a motion to adjourn.
So
I'm going to give it to Alice and seconded by Emily. It is currently 8:58, and all those in favor say aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.